Here's a good tool to use to help keep yourself out of prison should you have to shoot someone, aka use deadly force, in self-defense, right after the channel intro. Remember, you are ultimately responsible for protecting yourself and for providing for yourself. Live your life with honor and integrity, and always be the wolf hunter. Don't be the sheep, and never be the wolf. Welcome to this community. I'm an avid prepper and oath keeper, and I'm certified to teach firearms and the use of deadly force through my state's police academy. If you want to learn true prepping skills instead of just seeing another gear review channel, and if you want to learn how to protect yourself and also how to keep yourself out of jail should you have to protect yourself, then please subscribe to this channel.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Ethical Preparedness channel. I want to introduce to you a longtime prepping partner of mine. Name of his channel is Responsible Patriot. And you want to tell us a little bit about your channel?
Yeah, so I kind of started off with a lot of firearms, introduction to firearms type of videos, and kind of migrated there to kind of what I'm doing here. We're at my property actually. We moved to a 30-acre property in a rural area and kind of getting into more of a homesteading lifestyle, which I'm going to kind of document that progression and put more preparedness and survival related type videos out, kind of switching my content up a little bit, not just sticking to strictly firearms like I started out. So kind of more relating to my entire life rather than just a segment of it, which is firearms. So
yeah. How long have we known each other now? About 5 or 6 years now?
Yeah, I'd say about 5 or 6, yeah.
He's a good guy. Check his channel out if you get a chance. I'll put a link to it above in the cards and down in the description box too. We're going to do several videos together today, so you're going to see us wearing the same clothing over the next several videos. Some of these videos might end up on his channel also, and of course on my channel too. So in case this video, you're viewing this video on his channel, I'm Ethical Preparedness. My channel is pretty much just all about prepping and self-defense and how to keep yourself out of jail should you defend yourself. So anyways, like I said, we're going to shoot several videos today, and we kind of wanted to introduce each other. We've known each other for a long time, but we've never collaborated together on our channel. So this is a first, and again, we're out here at his property. And so folks, I hope you enjoy these video series. Hey, what you doing on my Hey, get your hand out from behind your back. Hey man, you're really freaking me out here. Here, stop where you're at. Hey, something that I think that a lot of gun owners don't train on is using voice commands in their firearms training so that they automatically do it should they end up in a life or death situation. Many states require that you give the bad guy warning if possible before using force, especially deadly force, against that guy. Do not move. Do you understand? Do not move unless I tell you to move. Do you understand? If you make any sudden movements, I will shoot you. Do you understand? So here's the deal. When you get involved into a self-defense shooting, here's how it's going to go down. When you get involved in a self-defense shooting, more than likely the cops are going to show up, and they're going to try to assess at the scene as best as possible at that time to figure out what happened. Then they're more than likely they're going to call a deputy prosecutor or the prosecutor in your county or your district attorney, whatever you have. But they're more than likely, if this use of this self-defense results in the bad guy's death, they're probably going to call the on-call prosecutor or the district attorney, whatever you have in your county again. They're going to call him, and that prosecutor's office or the district attorney's office, they're the one that's going to decide if charges get filed against you or not. So again, you are wanting everything to show that you were acting within the law, that you only used deadly force because you were forced to do so.
Right, you really want to make sure that you've done everything in your power and in your capability to give that person the chance, or at least the opportunity, to get out of the situation without you having to use that deadly force.
Yeah, and one of the things the police officers are going to do at that scene is they're going to collect as much evidence at that scene as possible. And some of that evidence that they're going to collect, obviously if you're in a business, in a public place, they're going to look for video surveillance, but they're also going to talk to witnesses. Mm-hmm. And you want these witnesses to say to the police officer, you want these witnesses to say, you know, I didn't see what happened, but I heard somebody yelling, stop, drop that weapon, don't make me shoot you. And then I heard these gunshots. And when the police officers are hearing statements like that, they're passing this information off to the district attorney or to your prosecutor in your county that you live in. And then that's going to help show that you were acting in self-defense.
Right, and especially in today's world where everybody has a cell phone and they're very quick to whip it out and start recording what's going on, if they can hear what you said in your commands in that video, it's only going to help you later.
Exactly, exactly. And something else I kind of wanted to talk about too is not, besides just voice commands, when you're in a deadly force situation or you're in a very dangerous situation, besides just using voice commands, but also verbalizing with audible words what you're feeling, what you are perceiving at that time. If you have your weapon pulled on a bad guy and giving that bad guy voice commands for him to leave you alone, for him to drop his weapon or what have you, but if you're also able to verbalize how he's making you feel, or if you're able to verbalize what you're perceiving, again, that relays over to witnesses that can testify on your behalf. So if some guy has confronted you and he says that he has a knife, and now you've got him at gunpoint, and you're not only are you giving him voice commands to leave you alone, but if you're also able to articulate, I am in fear for my safety, get your hand out of your pocket, you've already said that you've got a knife, all of that stuff again just adds up to help you prove your case in court. So just to kind of sum all of this up, what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to paint a picture for the police officers, the prosecutor's office, the jury, if your self-defense was to go to trial. Again, you're just wanting to paint a whole picture for all of these people that's going to judge you or judge your actions, to let them see that you only used force because you had to and because you were truly in fear for your life. Hey buddy, do me a favor, stop right there. Hey, what you doing on my hey, get your hand out from behind your back. Hey man, you're really freaking me out. You're here, stop where you're at. You're really freaking me out. You're here on my property. There's no trespassing signs everywhere. I need you to get your hand from behind your back. Look, when you place your hands behind your back, you're really making me afraid. You're a stranger on my property. Keep your hands out where I can see them. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Get down on your knees. Get down here, look where I can see your hands. Put your hands on top of your head. Face the other way. Turn around. Turn around. Get down on your stomach. Get down on your stomach. Do it now. Hands out, hands out, hands out. Palms where I can see them. All right, as you can see in that video, hopefully it all showed, I gave loud voice commands to Responsible Patriot here. I articulated as best as I could. Even though we kind of slowed the action down for that, it still feels like when you're in that situation, it was just feeling like it was still going very fast. So do you want to kind of explain how you felt playing that bad guy that was confronted being on somebody else's property?
Well, of course I'm playing an actor, so I don't really know what to say, but in these situations, whoever's coming at you is going to know what their intentions are. I'm just kind of making it up as we go. So I'm sure that they would be verbalizing whatever it is that they want and so forth. It may not go the way that you saw in this video. However, you still need to verbalize what your expectations are because you're the one that is potentially in danger.
Yeah, you know, the situations I've been in where I've had somebody at gunpoint behind a dark business at 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that, they're usually drug addicts, and so what's verbalizing out of them to me is, I'm back here looking, I lost my watch back here earlier, something silly like that, you know.
Right, and when I was kind of closing the distance towards you, I had a very similar circumstance such as this once in my prior history, where a person was actually walking towards me in the vehicle, or I was getting in the door of my vehicle, and they were closing the distance just the same way I just was with you. And he wasn't saying anything as he was closing this distance, so finally I had to get out from behind the door to make it clear that I had a sidearm on and tell him, please, sir, please stop. What do you need? What can I do? How can I help you? So.
Now, the voice commands I was giving you, were they pretty clear and concise? Did you know what I wanted?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. If this was more of in a parking lot or more of a city setting would other people have heard it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What would they have heard? What would they be telling the police officer?
I think you were very clear in what you needed them to hear, essentially. So they would know that something was going on, that you weren't comfortable, that you were in fear, and you were trying to control the situation to protect yourself.
Yeah.
So,
and so, you know, and now in the video, it ended with you surrendering. But if I had really shot a bad guy there, I think other witnesses, or what I could tell the police was, hey, I only used deadly force when I had to. And I think the witnesses, if there would be any witnesses to that, their statement would have been, I heard him saying stop, I heard him saying let me see your hands, I heard him say, you know, hey, you're a stranger here, there's no trespassing signs everywhere. Everything would have went towards my favor should have this ended up in a court.
Right, and after your first command or two that was loud enough for people to hear, guaranteed there's going to be somebody with a video camera pointed in your direction pretty quickly. So everything else would have been on video and in the media's face.
So we just want to do a quick video on voice commands. When you practice your firearms, when you draw your weapon out, you should practice actually when you draw your weapon out, giving voice commands. Just automatically when you draw your weapon and actually shoot it at the range, if you can do this, when you draw your weapon saying drop the weapon, just so you want it to become motor, I don't know if this is the right word or not, but motor muscle, so that way you just automatically do it when your gun leaves its holster. Kind of like when a fork gets near my mouth automatically opens.
Muscle memory, yes.
Whenever I draw my weapon, I automatically want to start giving voice commands.
Right.
Because I've instilled that so much into my habit of my firearms training.
And with my training and my experience, that just like I said, when I was walking towards you, I wanted to start giving commands myself, even though I was the aggressor in this scenario, but that's because I've had that same training and experience, so that's just my natural, that's what I want to do in a situation like that. I was having trouble to keep my mouth from opening and talking.
You're like, wait a second, I'm not used to being a bad guy here. Several months ago, I did a video titled How to Keep Yourself Out of Jail After a Self-Defense Shooting. And in that video, I talk about the stuff that will happen to your body when you get involved in a high-stress situation, especially if you end up having to shoot somebody. So in that video, I talk a lot about how, again, shooting somebody can affect your body, how it can affect your memory. I talk about what kind of statement you want to give to the police, what kind of very brief statement you want to give to the police at that scene, and then when you would want to actually give a formal statement several days later with your attorney present. So I highly suggest that you check out that video. It really will help to keep you out of jail should you have to use self-defense, or should you have to use deadly force to defend yourself.
And on that note, if you do carry on your person or in your vehicle, try to make an effort to find a good self-defense firearms attorney to have just on hand prior to ever needing it. It's a good idea to have it ahead of time, and then talk to them before, when you meet them and discuss with them that if you ever need them, that you'd like them to be your attorney. Discuss with them how do they want you to handle a situation should you ever need to use your firearm in defense. That way you know exactly what to do if that need arises.
There's a couple of companies, I can't think of any right off the top of my head, but in that video, How to Keep Yourself Out of Jail Should You Have to Shoot Somebody, I talk about some of those companies, and one of those companies actually give you a card that you carry in your wallet where that pretty much gives you that brief statement that you give to the police at that scene. So I really highly suggest that you check out that video, and we will be on to the next project.
Folks, to support this channel, please consider joining my Patreon video channel for only $1 a month to get access to videos before they're released to YouTube and other upcoming exclusive rewards available only to Patreon members. Doing this will help me make this a better community for you all. And also hit the like button and comment below with your thoughts. And hit the little bell notification button. And please also share this video. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to this channel as I plan on making many more videos about prepping and self-defense. Folks, while I briefly mentioned a few other things about firearms and firearms training besides the use of voice commands, just remember that I wanted to primarily focus on voice commands in this video, so I purposely didn't go into greater detail about other subjects. Anyways, folks, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching, and I pray that you have a good night.